not just America's card room, we're the world's card room. A place where everyone comes together to play the game we all love. We are all unique, all competitive, and all striving to be the best. But at the end of the day, through thick and thin, we are all in together.
We know we keep saying this, but the biggest Venom of all time is almost here. Yep, the $8 million Venom Tourney gets underway on Friday, January 22nd with the massive $8 million guaranteed prize pool, our biggest ever. Following our recent gigantic Venom PKO and 3 Hold'em Venoms that came before it, the $8 million Venom is your chance to kick off the year with millionaire status. That's right, first place gets at least $1 million, guaranteed. Want in? Then buy your $2,650 seat right now for this multi-day tourney featuring 4 day one flights. Or get in through steps, skips, Venom Blitz steps, megas, and our epic Venom Fever. There's nothing like the Venom, and that's especially true in 2021 with 4 editions set to hit the schedule. Are you in? There's no better time to rope off your seat than right now. Join us, winningpokernetwork.com.
From the Lodge Poker Club in beautiful Round Rock, Texas, welcome to Poker Night at the Lodge. My name is Rick Epstein, along with my partner, Mike the Skull Reisman. Mike, are you ready for the big one?
Rick, let's get it started. Saturday Night Poker at the Lodge, the big one re-entry, 10K up top, well 10K plus. And we have a final table with the players ready for action here shortly. Thank you all for joining us a little later than usual.
Yeah, we've got a few minutes before we get cards in the air, and just want to make everybody understand this is 125 entries today. All the entries paid $300 for their entry fee, so there's $37,500 in the prize pool. A whopping $10,501 will go to first place. A very respectable $64.90 to second, $46.84 to third. Fourth place will receive $34.42. Fifth place will get $25.63. Sixth, $19.56. Seventh place still will get $1,512. Eighth place still getting over $1,000. He'll get $11.88. And our ninth place finisher here at the final table will take home just under $1,000, $948. And Mike, $10,501 for a Saturday afternoon tournament, $300 buy-in. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, pretty impressive. 125 entries, as you mentioned. I'm hoping for no chops. I want to see 10.5 awarded to first place, but we shall see as we wind down the players here. This is live, so we're on a little bit of a delay here, but this final table is taking place right outside the booth. The room is busy. The room is popping. Lots going on around Texas. Multiple tournaments going around Texas right now, but the Lodge, the place to be, as per usual. We got a lot on the schedule coming up next week, following weeks, the 200K coming up at the end of next month. So,
yeah, we've got so many great tournaments, really 2 every day. On the weekends, we've got the Sunday tournament that's been so very popular. The $200 buy-in starts at 1 p.m., and we've streamed so many of those. But then, in just under a month, Mike, the World Texas Championship, February 25th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, 3-day ones. And we are guaranteeing, folks, $200,000 in the prize pool minimum. We anticipate that that's going to go a lot higher, but the Lodge has already guaranteed $200K in the prize pool. Winner of that tournament should easily take home over $40K. We're looking probably closer to $60K by the time all the buy-ins are made.
Yeah, closer to 60 for sure, I'd imagine. It's probably going to be one of the biggest tournaments that Texas has ever put on, if you ever start thinking in that respect. So the Lodge is the capital for tournaments, the capital for cash games going on right now. We have about 5 or 6 1-2 tables going on right now. We have a 1-3 table going on that has thousands and thousands of dollars on it right now.
A Big O table.
A Big O. There's a PLO game going on. So, so much going on that we can't even almost, keep up with it. But we're in the booth. We're with you, Rick. The stream has had more and more viewers each and every week. We've been streaming on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Yes.
Saturdays is usually our 5-5 uncapped game. Wednesday we've been doing the 1-3 500 cap 1-3 game. So lots of success going on with the stream. Everybody, thank you all for joining us. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We're trying to grow this stream each and every week, and we've been doing so. So we can't do it without everybody joining us and smashing that like button. So we appreciate all the support as we power on here and get ready for Cards in the Air here shortly.
Yeah, 56 already in the live chat. We had as many as 125 in the live chat on Wednesday night, and that segment, that little live stream that we did on Wednesday has close to 2,000 views already, and we just keep growing each and every week. Our goal for commentators, Mike Reisman and myself, is to get a little bit better each show. I think we're doing that. We hope you enjoy what you see here tonight. We are just waiting on the finishing touches to put everybody into the system, but you'll notice everybody has a little circle in front of them. That's their own personal reader, and that's how we read the cards. It's an RFID table, so the cards that are in front of the dealer, John Good, all have a chip inside of them, and that designates their respective value. When the players do get them, they'll take their 2 cards, give to you. No one does, not even Mike and I. Only one person is able to see that, and that's our producer. So that's how we're set up here at the Lodge. We're about minutes away from getting these cards in the air. Blinds will be 6, 12, 12 with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining in this blind level. So the button looks to be in seat 6, and we're going to get ready to go. You're going to notice some familiar faces here, and some are, and looks like John has been given the get-go, and we're ready to go. Button is in seat 6, and we're underway in this final table of the big one. Somebody's going to walk out of here in a few hours with over $10,000.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I have a little prop bet going on with some other members in the room. I was playing the 1-3 cash game while we were waiting for this stream to get settled. And my boy Nemo in seat 4, I was playing cash with him yesterday, and he says, Mikey, I'm going to make this final table tomorrow.
Wow.
You better believe it. And I said, I'll believe it when I see it. And then fast forward 24 hours, and here he is in seat 4. So I got a prop bet going on with somebody else in the room, $100 that Nemo takes down the tournament.
Wow.
The other member took seat 5. And then if anybody else wins, it's a push. So I got $100 riding on this one. We'll see what happens. Maybe I get a free lunch.
Will raises to 30 with his Wayne Gretzky pocket 9s. Daniel will come along in the blind. 7-5. Let's see another card there. There's the 9.
Wow.
Will starts it off with a set.
We're off to the races here. The graphics are showing a 7 right there and a 5, not the 3. There's actually a 9 on this flop. So we do have a top setting Maggette.
Yes.
Right off the jump.
And the card reader sometimes the first couple of hands takes a little time to read, but it is a 9 on the flop. And we do have a set, top set from Will. There's a call from Daniel. Daniel's drawn very thin here. There's another 5. So we got a boat, and we've got a guaranteed pot.
Yeah, he's drawing dead right now.
The graphics are a little wrong because there's 9-5-5.
Yeah, so Daniel drawing dead here. Let's see how big we can pump this pot up here. Each pot crucial early on at the final table. Want to get some momentum, a little bit of a feeling out process going on.
Oh, my goodness. Daniel stepped in it.
Oh, my God.
Will is going to show him the bad news. Daniel, I don't know Daniel's thought process there. He tried to bluff at it.
Tried to rep a 5 perhaps. And
wow. And a huge first hand for Will, Mike.
Yeah. Unreal. Fireworks right off the jump. That's our first hand on the final table here. First hand on the stream. And what a start for our boy Will. Has the nuts, his opponent drawing dead, and then his opponent says, I'm all in, sir.
Wow.
So
You gotta
Will
love that.
Will snaps it off in a quick double up. Daniel trying to be the aggressor with the big stack. Can't fault him for that. Pushing around the shorter stacks, ICM implications in play. But when your opponent has the monster that he's holding, there's nothing he can do. So
ATX Poker, we're doing fine. Thanks for asking. And folks, we do invite you to participate in the live chat. We like to interact with our viewers. That's half the fun of it. So if you've got a comment, good or bad, hopefully more good than bad, if you get too out of line, we will probably block you. But that's just how it goes.
Yeah, we don't do too much blocking now. Since we've been doing the stream so far, everyone's been very kind and friendly. So we appreciate all the support. Nick from Yuma, thank you for joining us. He's a legend in the online poker streaming community. And it's about time you popped in the chat and joined us. We've been waiting for you. The stream's been popping off on a weekly basis, and lots of action. We've been getting lots of support and good words. So hopefully we can keep that going here.
Well, back over to Will with pocket jacks. He goes pocket nines to pocket jacks. He keeps improving here. Will with the quick double up.
Yeah, quick
through
double
Daniel.
up. Late position here, juicing it up with the jiggities.
He's feeling good. And Jasper looks down at Jack 9 on the button. Sometimes you like to protect.
Now, this isn't easy fold right now. So he sends it in, wants to get a little TV time there.
Daniel will fold, and back over to the big blind. Stash looks down at King 3 suited. Everybody in the mask. It is mandated by the local municipalities. They will be wearing a mask. The only time you won't see them is if somebody may be eating or drinking, but they'll get it right back on. John will give us a flop here. 4, 9, 8, and John's still getting used to the cards. They are a little thicker than the average cards that our dealers are used to because they have a chip inside of them.
Yeah, I hopped in on that 1-3 stream the other night. The cards are definitely bigger than normal cards, so it takes a little bit of getting used to, even for the dealers.
Well, you can't win them all, Mike, unless you win the first two.
There you go. That's a great start.
And Will has won the first 2 pots here at the final table.
ATX Poker in the chat saying he's excited for the meetup games next week with SETI and E. SETI and E have been traveling around Texas. They've been to a number of other card rooms around the state, and we're going to be having a 5-10 uncapped cash game next Saturday starting at 8 Central. So tune in for that. I'll be setting up the lineup for that game, and we've had a long list of interest with people talking about bringing at least about 10K starting stacks, and that's all cash money, baby. So it's going to be lots of action next week, and I'm looking forward to that one. But still, we got 10K up top for tonight. So one day at a time here at the Lodge, and each day brings all the action.
8, 16, 16 are the blind levels now, as Smoke 24/7 will raise it up to 40 with Queen Jack offsuit. Over to Jasper in late position with 10-5 suited, and he's carving out calling chips. He says, I want to get in this action here, as the button in the small blind fold. Over to Cobbler Doe with pocket 8s. He may be putting a raise in here. He's a very experienced player.
Cobbler who? Cobbler Doe?
Cobbler Doe.
Cobbler Doe? Jeez.
Cobbler Doe will call. Cobbler Doe has many World Series of Poker cashes. He's a longtime Austin poker player. Here's the flop. King, Jack, Jack, 2 clubs, and Smoke 24/7 just smashes that flop. Trips for Smoke 24/7, but checks all around. He's laying the trap. There's a 4 of diamonds. Doesn't mean much to anybody.
Don't think you can check any longer if you're smoked here. Going to start building a pot 3-way. Don't want your opponents drawing out, even though you have your opponent's crush right now, as we see the 1 and 7 seats holdings here. But
Cobbler Doe decides to come on out. He's
go.
going to make the bet.
The trap has worked.
I'm just going to call him Cobbler.
Yeah, let's
Cobbler.
Let's call him Cobbler.
There's the raise from Smoke.
Yeah, let's just call him Smoked. Cobbler and Smoked. There we go.
And Jasper's going to say, I have no reason to be in this pot. Back over to Cobbler. And he'll fold. And he was able to sniff out the 3rd jack. And so far,
Cobbler takes a stab on the turn there after it checks around on the flop. Says maybe I can take down this pot right here and there with a little bit of a feeler bet, but obviously that's not going to get through.
And yes, it was $300 buy-in, $37,500 in the prize pool. Winner will take home $10,500. I mean, that's a pretty big sandwich. And
this tournament started at 12:30 today.
I believe 12.
12.
If I'm not mistaken. And tomorrow's tournament will start at 1, and that's a $200 buy-in. That's always been over $5K to the winner in that deal. And, of course, you know, we'll tell you much more about some of the great tournaments we have going on. Smoke, another Queen-Jack offsuit, says it worked the first time. Let me raise it up again, 40,000. This time Jasper with nice-looking King 10 of spades. He called with 10-5 suited. He's certainly going to call with King 10 suited. Back over to Cobbler with deuce 4. He's going to throw his small blind in. Over to Nikos, very nice gentleman. Queen 3 suited in the big blind. He says, nope, take my big blind and big blind ante. So we'll go heads up, Smoke versus Jasper. John will give us the flop. 7-8-5. Jasper doesn't realize he's way in the lead right now. But Smoke, with the continuation bet, makes it 50K. Jasper all camouflaged.
Yeah, let's see how spicy he wants to get. His stack not the biggest here. Might have liked to float with the 2 overs, but doesn't really have any backdoor spades. Kind of a tough spot here. I think he's going to have to lay this one down, but let's see how sticky he wants to get. Has the best hand, but can't be too confident with king high here.
And with only 205K, that's a quarter of his stack, Mike.
Yeah, he's got to lay it down.
He's got to lay it down and live another day. And Smoke is starting to heat up. Get that there?
Starting to light up.
Starting to light up. And, hey, we got 75 people in the chat. And remember, as always, when it hits 100 people in the chat, that's when I give my joke of the night. So call your friends. When it hits 100, we'll have the joke of the night.
Yeah, you probably have about a 10% satisfaction history record with your joke of the night. 10%.
I'm getting calls from all over the country.
He's 1 for 10.
From all over the country.
I'll have my crickets ready in the background, so stay tuned for that.
Over to Will, who had a quick double up in our first hand of the final table when he turned a boat with his set of 9s and then paired on the 5 on the turn. And he doubled up through Daniel. Looks like he's going to raise it up. Makes it 32,000. Cobbler will fold over to Nikos now with ace-6 offsuit in the small blind. Nikos is saying...
What do you know about Nikos? I don't know. I'm not very familiar.
I just met him tonight. Okay. Very nice gentleman.
Gotcha.
I don't know...
I don't know much about Nikos either, but seems like a nice guy.
Tillman will fold. You know a lot about Tillman. And there's another win for Will. Will is making a move here. We've seen Will before. Steven Reisman in the chat. Hello, Mr. Reisman.
A lot of people with the hoodies on tonight, the hats down low. It's hard to get a good look at these. Look at C3 right there. I have no idea who C3 is, actually.
Ben Dog back in the chat. We always appreciate seeing Ben Dog and Cheryl, one of the great dealers here at the Lodge. Thanks for watching. Smoke looks down at Jack 3 and he says, can't raise that, so I'll fold it. Will with 9-4. I'll fold. Over to Jasper now. Jasper 7-8 suited with about 200K in chips.
Yeah, this is a tough spot. 7-8 suited, such a great hand, so pretty looking, but you only have 200 behind. You're in an early position, so it's a little bit tricky to play this hand. Obviously, if we're playing a cash game, you can get a little spicy with it. But you can get put into a lot of tough spots with this holding, like exactly here Daniel with a similar stack size behind. Much better hand with the king-queen suited here. But he's going to call as well. So we got a nice little pot brewing here. Let's see what happens here. If we even get to a flop or a potential squeeze play perhaps. Looks like we're heading towards a flop. Action on Nemo in the big. And he's going to lay down his ace. So we're going to go heads up to a flop.
Jasper and Daniel, King-Queen versus 7-8. There's King-King 7. as Daniel is going to try to get back some of his chips that he just gave to Will about 10 minutes ago.
And if you're Jasper and you're playing this hand pre and you spike a 7 here, you got to start feeling pretty good, especially once this 2 peels on the turn and the action is checked on the flop. So let's see if he elects to lead out here. He does not. Good on him.
And Daniel's going to have to put some money in this pot.
I'd like to see Daniel firing a small bet, maybe something along the lines of 45K to 50K here, try and induce a call by Jasper. I believe if he goes with that sizing, Jasper will probably call with his 7 here. Hopefully he doesn't scare him off and push him away. Goes for a bet of 30, so I like that sizing. Small Jasper quickly reaching for chips.
Yeah, we'll go over chip values here in a minute, but Jasper with his 2 pair, it says, you know, I've got 122,000. This is roughly 25% of my stack if I call him here.
Looks to be leaning towards the call and makes that call here. So
looks like he raised it, Mikey, and all in goes Daniel as there was a little min click.
I didn't even see that blue one there. The blue ones are 25K there, so it was a min click raise. And now Jasper has his finger, his whole entire hand stuck in the cookie jar.
Well, it's basically all, you know, his whole stack.
Yeah, this is pretty much a decision for your tournament life. I don't know the exact. We're going to do a full count here. John's going to do some accounting here on the chips.
Yeah, chips are 1,000. Sorry, Mike. 1,000 are the yellows. Pinks are 5,000, and blues are 25,000. Those are the chip values. We'll probably at some point get rid of the yellow chips. And looks like Jasper's going to find a fold. Good fold for him.
Yeah, so Jasper's going to stick around for a little bit longer, a little bit of a feeler raise there to see if Daniel is really having the goods or not. And Daniel was pretty serious with his holdings there. Trips on the flop, and the raise on the turn, the jam on the turn will take it down.
Lodge Poker Club, located in Round Rock, Texas, just a stone's throw from downtown Austin, maybe 10-15 minutes down I-35, exit 251, right on I-35, the interstate that cuts right through Austin. The Lodge is Austin's largest poker club with 18 tables. We've got room to put a few more, but we've got 18 permanently set up, and we play a minimum of 2 tournaments each and every day. Cash games all the time, and folks, people love playing at the Lodge for a number of reasons. The dealers are great. The front office and front desk staff are wonderful. All the big screen TVs, it's well lit. You can see how well lit it is, and lots of room for players. So we invite you, if you're in the Austin area, to give us a chance to be your poker club. I guarantee you we will treat you like a king here at the Lodge. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. each and every day, free play. So we've got Will with 3-4 looking to, actually it's now over to Stash with Big Slick suited. Looks like he's going to raise it up.
And nice to see Stash back at the Lodge. He used to be here quite often, hasn't been here as frequently with the COVID situation going on, but he couldn't miss out on the Big One re-entry. He's here on Saturday, and he's at the final table here with Big Slick.
Nemo will fold. Smoke 24/7 with the 4s. It's going to call the 41,000, and we'll go heads up to the flop. Pocket 4s versus Big Slick.
And 4s are in the lead.
Yeah. 89 people in the live chat. Call a friend, text a friend, tell them to start watching, because we anticipate a great night, at least a few hours.
Yeah, hit that like button if you haven't done so already, so we can branch out to some new viewers far and wide, possibly internationally. That's what helps out with those algorithms, those YouTube algorithms, is those like and subscribe buttons, so make sure you smash them.
And Smoke, with just his pocket 4s, carving out a bunch of 25K chips. Looks like he's going to make it 152.
Yeah, that's big stack poker at its finest there. You see Smoke with close to $1 million in chips, really putting the heat on Stash, who only has, about $250,000 there. So the check raise gets it done, and Stash has to lay down the Big Slick there. So well played, seat number 5. And remember, I have that prop bet, so I'm hoping C5 doesn't, get all the chippies, but he can take down a pot here and there.
The game right behind the tournament table is Big O, 5-card high-low Omaha. They play that in the pot limit variety, and very popular game here on Saturday night. We do have a Big O tournament every now and then on Monday nights here at the Lodge. If you like the game of Big O and you want to learn it, that's a great way to learn it, a $50 buy-in tournament. Lots of fun. So many great tournaments that people look forward to. The Tuesday night free roll is our bread and butter. It's kind of what we got known for early, where you could basically have a free roll and win as much as $5,000 we've seen. Nikos will just call with this big slick, kind of unusual in late position. And it looks like there's a call, and we'll go 3 ways to the flop, the 2 blinds and Nikos. Nikos with big slick. There's the ace and the king, but 2 spades. No player with a spade. So Nikos smashes it. Here he goes. Nikos blast off, 110 into the pot. Nobody's going to call him. Nikos is going to take down this pot.
Yeah, so playing a little bit passive pre-flop there. Still smacks top 2. And says I can wait no longer and get it in there, so would have preferred to raise there pre, maybe even all in just to shut it down, take those antes and blinds without even seeing a flop and risking it, but nonetheless, C2 takes it down.
Nikos from Texas, I like. Josh is in the chat. Josh, welcome. Always like seeing you there. We've really picked up our live stream game. We're going to do it as many as 3 times a week, and do we have big plans for the big tournament next month. We're talking some big stuff that we're going to be able to do with the live stream. Just wait and see what we bring to the table. I know you're going to be playing in that tournament, Mikey. What if you make a final table? I'm going to have to find a new partner.
Yeah, we'll have to find a new partner. That's the plan. So,
what if I enter the tournament? Then
I might have to find a new partner.
And you might have to find a new partner. How about that?
But you'll probably be out after level 3. Let's be honest. So.
Wow! Shots fired. Bang bang.
Won't really have to worry about anything.
There's an ace, king 4, 2 hearts. Says Smoke has a flush draw. Smoke's going to just toss in 28K and just say, deal with that. Jasper looks down at queen 3, can't play.
Yeah, power of the flush draw, power of the button, and power of all the chips, and power of your opponents having squad douche. So he'll take down another one. So C5 gaining a lot of momentum here.
Nick from Yuma, it's 100 people in the live chat, and that triggers the joke of the night. So it's not 100 likes, 100 people in the live chat. We'll get there, and if not, I'll probably tell it anyways. And if we don't get there in 2 hours, I'll tell it before the end of the night.
And it's not a last longer bet, Nick. It's money in the bank. It's not even in question there, so don't worry about that one. Rick won't be lasting very long. He'll be donating $500 at the end of February.
Mike is just awfully cocky, You're a good...
Bullets alert. Bullets alert. We have a bullets alert.
You are a great poker player, so I will give you that.
I heard that intro that you gave me on the stream the other night. I got to give you a lot of respect for that. That was too much respect you gave me, calling me Jordan and Rembrandt, and
that was wonderful intro.
Pumped me up way high there. I appreciate those kind words, but yikes.
Nikos asks how much the blue chips are, because he has the weapons of mass destruction, pocket aces. Tillman with a nice little playable king-queen, but he's running into a buzzsaw here. Nikos.
Yeah, Nikos setting up the jam here on the flop. Tillman just calling here with the king-queen.
Uh-oh. Jasper with 9-10 suited, which is kind of crackers for aces.
Yeah, not when you have 65K behind. So, your jam's not really going to get through here, especially he's going for the squeeze here. I don't really love this play with the 10-9 probably going up against 2 people. I would have waited for a better spot, but
Nico's got to rip it all, too. Go in over the top. Come on, Nico. You can do it. Put it all in there.
I mean,
It's only one play here. Don't call. He calls.
trying to induce, C3 to call from behind and then just rip it on the flop. So I don't mind the trap. Hopefully going for a triple up here in really good shape. But
Wouldn't you rather play aces heads up than three-way?
Yeah, the jam would be, totally fine as well. Probably preferable. But if he wants to flat it and play this one slow,
All right.
roll the dice here. Let's see what happens.
$250,000 pot for three-way. 3-3-4. Aces still good. And now here's the shove.
And he gets a
And
quick snap
call
call
because
here,
he's got 2 overs. So he's going to see the bad news. As
Ace
Tillman,
is in really, really good shape here. Got to phase some running clubs, running paint, and that's really about
there's
it.
one club.
There's one club, but he boats up, so it's all good. The boat is good. Ace is full of 3s.
Nikos. So impressive playing those aces.
And that's going to do it for Jasper. So we have our first elimination of the night here. Seat 7. Bye-bye. Thank you for playing.
Jasper's going to walk home, walk to the cage to collect $948 for his troubles today. And we appreciate him playing, and he played wonderful. To get to a final table at the Lodge in a 125 entry tournament is no small feat, and Jasper asks, where's the cage? And he gets pointed to the back room, and that's where he'll go to collect. So big hand for Nikos.
Max value gets the triple up there. The trap works to perfection. And he fades all the possible outs and just gets a boat to boot. And our first elimination of the night here. So now we are down to 8.
Yeah. And obviously, that play, if he had jammed, then he would have folded. But so he made more. But I've always been told, I think I learned this from you. Play aces heads up. Don't play aces three-way if you can.
I don't follow what Nikos did there. And now he's waking up with some suited pink cards.
He's got to put him over his reader there. King Jack of Diamonds will fold as he stacks his newly found chips. Tillman with the ace-4 suited will put it all in as we've gotten to that point of the night where some short stacks need to make a move here. Tillman looks to pick up a bunch of blinds, and he does. Picking up 8, 16, 16, that's 40K in chips. And when you only have 200K in chips, that's a lot. It means a lot. It means you go to another level. You can survive another orbit.
Yeah, good shove there with the ace high. Pretty tight fold there by Nikos with the king jack suited there. I'm sure the way he's been playing, you probably would have, if you didn't have all those chips in front of him to stack, you probably maybe would have flatted or min clicked. And then if Tillman raises there, he would have been put in a tough spot. So maybe gets away on the cheap side. And Tillman will take it down, and we're going to get ready for another one.
Yeah. Nikos is probably going to be told that he needs to be able to see his cards. Can't hide the cards behind the chips. That's probably not the best way to do it, so we'll ask him to put the chips to the side of his little reader.
Yeah, Nico's just trying to get comfortable here at the final table. That'd be the first time ever on a censored table, so it's a new experience for some players for sure. Under the bright lights here, table 11 at the Lodge in Round Rock as we approach the 11 o'clock hour Central Standard Time here.
Daniel.
Kennedy Brothers on the button here.
Kings, and he's just thinking, what's the best way? He's going to raise it to 50. Quick call from the small blind over to
No, that was a quick fold.
Cobbler. Yeah, quick fold over to Cobbler.
I think that raise was a little too high there with the Cowboys on the button. Would like to see it a little bit smaller and no action.
88 people in the live chat here on a Saturday night. The last Saturday in January 2021. We'll move into February on Monday. Can't believe that. Believe it or not, I was able to get my vaccine today, so I got vaccine round number 1, and my arm's a little sore, but I'm feeling okay. So
probably from all the folding you did at the 1-2 table today.
Shoot. All the times my arm went up and down on the ATM machine today.
Yeah, Rick's ATM. We should have a new ceremony for you here with the little red tape.
They're going to name it after me. I'm there so much. Nemo raises the 35 with King 10. Stash folds his King 4. Will calls with his big slick suited. Back over to Nikos with Queen Jack offsuit. He's in the small blind. Or is that the big blind? It's big blind. And he's already got 32,000 in the pot. So to call an extra 19.
Got to defend, absolutely.
He's going to defend it a little bit. He says, I'm going to call. Tell me what I need to put in there. And that's what you should do, folks. If you're ever confused, ask the dealer. That's what they're there for. And they'll tell you. You say, I want to make a call. How much do I owe? And the dealer will tell you. 6-6 queen. And Nikos flops 2 pair. Good call from Nikos. Nemo with a lot of chips, but Will has them covered. So there's the bet of 40K as Nemo continues his story. It's going to be tough for Will to get away from big slick suited. He's going to make the call. Back over to Nico.
Not that hard, really. You know, no clubs on that flop. An ambitious float there. Has a decent chip stack. And Nikos, the only one with a piece of this flop here, now has a decision to make.
Yeah, Will has both covered. Nikos wearing 643 on his shirt. He's going to make the call.
Jack would be a spicy card on this turn here, giving Nemo open-ender, Nikos top 2, and then Will a dream for Broadway. But let's see what happens here.
There's an ace.
So the float is rewarded here, and Will spikes to the lead.
Will now with 2 pair and a king kicker. So the queen would not be in play for anybody else with an ace because Will has got that beat. He's carving out chips.
Potted around 250.
Looks like it's going to be 75,000 is the bet. Quick fold from Nikos. Nice disciplined fold even with 2 pair. Once the ace hits out there. Now Nemo with a straight draw will fold. And Will, with his big slick suited, floated, and was rewarded for the float on the turn with an ace.
Yeah, getting pretty sticky. The old bazooka gum on the bottom of your shoe stickiness.
97 people
spikes it on the turn.
In the live chat, thank you so much. We want to get over. We want to get 200 tonight. Last Wednesday we had 125 right as we were ending the stream. And we want to get close to 200 in the live chat. Over close to 2,000 people already viewed our stream from Wednesday night. We're growing each and every. It's been so fun to watch. Nemo, under the gun, looks down at ace-8 offsuit. It's been fun to watch this grow. We've built it from literally a few people watching, and then a few months later, we've got thousands watching. So really appreciate that. We think we've got a good little product here. We're doing some things that others aren't. And we're just going to try to get better each and every time. So there's a raise from Smoke. Smoke really showing a lot of aggression, and it's going to pay off for him once again. Of course, he's got big slick, which is always nice. Let us know where y'all are from. We always like hearing where you're from and who you're cheering for tonight. We've got a big final table tonight. Somebody's going to walk out of here with over 10K for an afternoon's work. It's almost what you make, a little less than what you usually make on your normal cash game.
Please. A little bit more. I was fortunate enough to come out in the green today, up and down session.
Yeah, we always can tell you're smiling when you get beat up a little, you get touched up. You're not the usual jovial self that you are.
We're doing good. All is well in Mikey camp today.
The button folds, Nikos. as does Tillman with 10-4. And Nemo's going to get a little walk. A little walk in the park. Andy Covington from Beaverton, Oregon. Go Will. It's up in Nike territory. Beaverton, Oregon. Did you know that the first Nike shoe, Mikey, was made, the mold was made from a waffle iron? Did you know that?
Did not know that.
Yeah, for years and years, Nike shoes had the waffle iron tread on them. Literally made. The soles were made.
Did you know I had waffles for breakfast this morning?
Yeah.
There you go, full
Nice.
circle.
Nice. Daniel, who's had some great hands tonight, wakes up with pocket tens and about 3:30 behind. He takes his time. Very deliberate player is Daniel. Tens are tough. Matt Barnett says waiting on his chance for the vaccine. Yeah, I got it today. They say, and then I'll get my second dose in 3 weeks. So they say a couple weeks after the second dose is when you're at optimum.
Hold that needle, because we might have a race on our hands here.
Cobbler has about 280, the same exact chip stack as Daniel almost, and he's got Big Slick. And he's going to make, well, he's got 50 in his hands.
Interesting spot here. Both players with about the
He's going
similar.
to raise.
They got almost the exact similar stack size here. So Cobbler committing to this spot here. Rather large raise, trying to isolate, go heads up with Daniel. Let's see if Daniel wants to pull the trigger here with his tens.
200K from Cobbler. Everybody else folds back over to Daniel, who's already got 50K in there. It is what we call in the business a race if he calls.
Yeah, and he doesn't love it here. Otherwise, he would have made this call a lot quicker here. It's a tough spot here. Obviously, crushed to jacks, queens, kings, or aces. At best, he's flipping, and does he want to risk it right now? A lot of big pay jumps coming up here as people get eliminated.
And no, Josh, that was not the joke about the waffle. So don't. You're the comedian, Josh. I've got a bet with Mike that if we get 200 people in the live chat, I have to go to an open mic night somewhere.
We might have to raise that to 1,000 subscribers. We'll see.
All right, so Daniel's contemplating the call. He'll make the laydown. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. Didn't want to get involved in it. Big slick aggression from Cobbler.
Yeah, Daniel's going to have to make a stand at some point there, so didn't feel like that was the time. Wants to have some other opponents here knock each other out before he wants to take the gloves off there, but when you're at the final table in tournament poker and that clock keeps running and the blinds keep increasing, sometimes you just got to pull the trigger and say, do or die, baby, let's dance. And Daniel does not want to get his dancing shoes on just yet, and the Cobbler takes down a nice pot there with the 3-bet raise to 200K. And that's where the Cobbler's experience comes into play as well. As you mentioned, the Cobbler has a lot of WSOP high-level tournament experience, and I'm not sure if Daniel does, so really putting him to the test there, and the aggression pays off.
Flop comes 8-8-5. Rainbow.
We're not playing the 7-deuce game tonight here, but when you got the big blind special, you can see a flop, and when you completely whiff, you can lay it down. Nikos still has a hand here, so graphics a little slow on this one. We're not quite sure what Nikos is holding, a little bit of a mystery hand. Seems to have a decision here in the mini blender. And, pump fake lay down there, and now he does it again. So, didn't want to let those beauties go, but comes to a decision there, doesn't want to tango with the chip leader, and Smoke takes down another one. So Smoked playing pretty well here as we get started and move on here at the final table. He's got the benefit of the big stack, and he's been pushing his opponents around, so not making anything easy here for anybody else at the table.
Yeah, the meetup game that's coming down the pike. Dates of that, Mike.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. There you go. There's your answer.
Yeah, next Saturday is going to be here at the Lodge. That's where the game we're going to be streaming, 8 o'clock, 5:10, uncapped, no limit, and people are talking about bringing big money for that game. So definitely don't miss out on that next Saturday, 8 o'clock.
I've already had 2 players tell me that they're going to bring $10K to buy in.
Yeah.
For that next Saturday. So you will not want to miss that. Mark it on your calendars. The night before the big game between, who is it? Tampa Bay and
Geez,
Kansas City.
Wake up, Rick.
I knew who it was.
Jeez Louise. Snoozing at the wheel here. You call yourself a football announcer?
High school, baby. Somebody mentioned in the chat about Shawshank Redemption. That is my all-time favorite movie. Every time it comes on, I cannot help but watch it. One of the best lines ever in a movie. Get busy living or get busy dying. On to the next hand. Nikos, who has played very well tonight, will toss his cards in, as does Tillman with ace-deuce offsuit. Nemo will fold, and Smoke does, over to Will. Will on the button with ace-7 suited.
Yeah, I'd say the 5 and the 6 seed so far have been the most active. We saw Will float with the ace-king so far. Now, a definite race here with the 8-7 suited on the button, opening the action. But 5 and 6 not being any. There we go.
All in
Rip
from
here.
Stash with the pocket 8s, the snowmen.
I like the rip with the 8s. The snowman's trying to shut it down. Has the 8-7 here crush if Will wants to make a call, and I don't think he's going to be able to make this call. They just set him into the muck. Daniel's not going to be calling this one off. If he folds his 10 early on, he's not going to be calling this one off with king 10. And the jam works.
As our chat is derailed into a movie night trivia. That's okay. You guys can have chats within yourself. I noticed one of the movies somebody said was Happy Gilmore. You know, Mike, have I ever told you that I grew up with Adam Sandler? Did I ever tell you that?
Are you being serious?
I'm totally serious. Manchester, New Hampshire. Till I was 9 years old, I lived in Manchester, New Hampshire. Small town, just north of Boston. And Adam Sandler and I are the same age. He slept over my house many times. I did the same. Totally serious. I'm not joking with you. I got a picture to prove it. But
that's cool. I met Sandler a couple times too, the Sandman.
I was a lot funnier than him as a kid. Something happened.
And he never got you in any one of his movies, huh? He's
nope.
always loyal to his crew.
He does. But I left when I was 9, so I'll tell you a story after this hand.
Couldn't even get in one of these movies.
So it was the summer. It was the summer of 1990. He had just made it onto Saturday Night Live, maybe 91. And I sent him a picture. I said, I hadn't seen him since I was 9 years old. So I sent him the Little League picture of me and him. And I sent it to Saturday Night Live. Hey, Adam, if this is you, I got to know. I watch you on Saturday Night Live. That Friday, he calls. The receptionist over the loudspeaker says, Rick, line 5, Adam Sandler on line 5. I thought everybody was punking me. I pick up. Sure enough, Adam Sandler on line 5. Ricky, how are you? So, yes, that's my claim to fame.
That's pretty
Looks
cool.
like we've got it all in from Tillman with ace-7 diamonds.
Why don't you get the Sandman to come to the lodge and play some cards one of these days?
That would be fun.
Gotta make that work here. He could help you out on your open mic night when we get over the 200 viewers and the 1,000 subscribers. You bring out Sandman and you'd be a big hit.
Later on, I'll show you a picture of me and Adam at age 8.
We got an all-in and a call here, ace-7 of diamonds versus the Goretzkis here and Smoked here. And now the Jiggities of Nikos put it in real, and he hates it. He's like, oh, why are you putting me in this spot here? And that is poker, baby.
Everybody hates jacks.
This
Nobody
is where
likes
dreams are
jacks.
made here. And obviously we have a shove and a call. The Jiggities shrivel, and he's laying it down. He's doing the pump fake.
Oh, my goodness.
He's going
to see how far ahead he was.
He's got to rip it in there. He doesn't like it. It's got to be a rip.
And he's hoping, please put an ace or a 9 out there so I don't have nightmares tonight on what could have been. There's the ace in the window. There we go. Nico's patting himself on the back right now.
Nico's thanking the poker gods there, but still.
Oh, there's the jack, Mikey.
The poker gods always find a way. They find a way.
The jacks. Nico's now will not sleep tonight.
They see him spinning in his chair there, C2. Doesn't really want to tell any of his opponents. Guys, well, I folded jacks there. They'd be like, what'd you say? You folded, huh?
Nico's thought the ace said, I'm going to sleep good fold, and then boom, right on the turn. The poker gods.
If you fold jacks there, you know, I would just kind of put my head down, close my eyes. I wouldn't even want to see that run out. I'd be content with my decision. And always look at Nico's there. Look at him. Look at him. He's crushed. Why did I make that fold? Are you kidding me? I have 200K in front of me. You could have had 600K plus.
Could that put
had
somebody
dreams of first place? Of course, you could
that
put you
on tilt. Could it put a lesser man on tilt?
Look, he's still shaking his head. He still can't believe it. Can't believe it. Nobody really, C1, C3, nobody cares. Nobody really wants to listen up to it. They're focused on what they got to do, and it's just brutal. Once that jack, ace in the window, you're thinking, oh, what a great laydown. I would have been crushed. I would have been going home, and then boom, jack on the turn.
Oh. And the chat is just going after it. Hey, we've all been there. Let's not kid ourselves. Each one of us has been exactly where Nikos has been. So there is no correct way to play jacks.
It's tough. That's going to be tough. That's going to stick with him for a while here, and that could derail some of his future decisions here.
He's going to stick with him like bad meatloaf.
Nikos laying down another winner here with king high. Bad meatloaf. Another meatloaf joke.
Meatloaf, Ma!
Ma!
I never know what she's doing back there.
Folding jacks, Ma. We want it now.
Meatloaf. And we'll go to the next hand. Rick Epstein and Skull, Mike Reisman along here.
Shout out to Chaz. Not talking about Big Daddy Chaz, talking about Chaz from Wedding Crashers, baby.
Will the Man Ferrell. One of the great movies. One of the most underrated
so good
movies.
When she jokes. Well, that's Vince Vaughn. That's a Wedding Crashers Vince Vaughn reference there.
Yeah. Vince Vaughn is he's got some of the great parts in movies. And we've got a raise here from Smoke with King Jack suited. Looks like he's going to make it 53,000.
UTG, big stack raise here. Room really busy tonight, so we got some back here. Lots going on at the lodge. As you see in the background, plenty of cash game tables rolling.
Look at that guy with the Raiders helmet hat on in the background. That's kind of a funny little hat.
It's a beanie. It's a little, although today was beautiful outside, 80 degrees plus, but it's a little chilly at night here. Nemo going to defend with his suited King 6 of hearts crushed to the King Jack. And there's the jack, and what a flop there for Smoked here. So how's he going to play this? It gets checked over to him by Nemo, and he's just going to stick to the routine. He's been firing nonstop, so why quit now? C-bet there, and Nemo's not going to be able to make this call and sends it into the muff. But what a flop there for seat 5 Smoked, and my prop bet is looking to be in jeopardy.
Shows it.
It's in jeopardy.
Smoke is quite the aggressive player. I bet if we saw the stats, we would see him VPIP stats off the charts.
It's hang gliding. It's hang gliding ATX poker, not sky gliding. Who sky glides? Come on. What an idiot. Hey. Oh, honey, look at me. Oh, yeah, I'm dead. Boy, Will.
We go to the next hand.
I'd like to thank our dear Lord baby Jesus here that we are at table 11 Saturday night at the lodge. Cards flying. Money going to be awarded here to one fine gentleman.
One already out.
One already out. Many more to be crushed and sent over the ropes. Going home without that first place money. But time will tell. 11:30. As you recall, our Art of Poker last time, we were going till 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And there were no chops there. They battled it out. It was a great high-class level of poker being played here. And we expect nothing less here tonight.
Nemo with king 8 offsuit in the small blind looks to defend, and he's going to do more than defend. He's going to go all in. Nemo says, I will have none of this. And the 10-8 folds, and Nemo, wow.
Good shove. I like the shove there at king 8, you know.
You're going to have to tell me that.
I mean, king 8 doesn't have really great playability. Blind on blind action against the big stack there. Just take it down right there. Blinds and antes. You don't even want to see it flop. I mean, Smoke's going to have to wake up with the chance of him having a decent hand are rather slim there. So, king high good. Take it down.
All right. 92 people in the chat. On to the next hand. Daniel, who's had some whopping good hands tonight, looks down at deuce 5 offsuit and will fold. Over to Cobbler. Cobbler looks down at jack deuce of spades, will fold. Nikos, another pocket pair. He's going to have to at least call this. He'd like to see pocket sevens.
Nikos just looks in pain every time he wakes up with a hand here. He just kind of wants to fold his way up the pay scale, but when you're waking up with these pairs and you're opening the action, you got to put some chips in. You got to make a stand. You got to battle. You got to fight if you want to be the champion of the Big One re-entry and have your plaque and beautiful face picture on the wall here at the lodge.
If you're afraid of the dog, it will bite you. That is a tournament strategy that you should have etched in your mind. Don't be afraid of the dog, because it will bite you.
Nikos puts some chips in and just makes the call.
20K.
So
over to Nemo will fold. Now the small blind.
I don't love the flat there, but it's okay. Late position, sevens.
We'll go 3 ways to the
you're
flop.
You're inviting the blinds to play. You're going to be put in a tough spot here, especially on a board like this. Now what do you do when the chip leader totally smashes it?
Smoke. Smoke.
Nikos rips it in there. Nobody calls him, and he takes down the blinds and antes, and he takes down a nice pot. Now he has to surrender his sevens after putting in 20K to the pot. So our two boys, 5 and the 6 seed, who have been the most active tonight here, are battling it again, and the chip leader has a monster.
Will with the flush draw.
Here, so we have fireworks.
And it was check over to Will, who's now going to make it 75K in a pot that's all of a sudden ballooning up to 250K.
Yeah.
And Smoke,
taking a look at his stack here, can really put Will in a tough spot here. Again, ICM implications in play here. Big stacks battling, especially when other people are short at the table, puts Will in a really tough spot. Now facing a raise, what do you do?
You see, it's a 7 outs.
That's not that many outs. You don't want to be drawing to 7 outs for your tournament life at the final table with a bunch of shorter stacks still around you. So Will in the blender here.
But with the board pair, he could be drawing dead.
Exactly, even that, yep. And he can also be drawing to a lower flush. So hopefully Will can find this fold button here. Doesn't want to, he comes to, there he goes. So he thinks better of it. He didn't want to. It was painful.
And Smoke keeps showing cards. And I know your theory on showing cards, you don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but every now and then, here and there, it's okay, especially if you're the big stack there, because if you keep, as Smoked has been very, very active, and then people around the table might start getting suspicious, be like, oh, he just has all the chips, he's bullying me. So he shows that he has it here and there, keeps everybody honest, so I don't mind the show there with the trips, but usually I'm not a big fan, but we'll be okay with that one there.
11:30 Austin time. We're here at the lodge. 8 players remain. We'll be here until we have a winner. So it's going to be a late one. We're going to have breakfast at the lodge here as we get closer to the midnight hour. Stash with his pocket jacks. We'll raise it on up to 54. Car 54, where are you?
Big trade in NFL today. Did you hear about that one?
Yeah, I did. And Stafford going to the Rams for a couple first-round draft picks and Goff. But, they had to give Goff because they can't afford to have 2 quarterbacks.
Goff has such a big contract as well.
So I think it's good. I 2 hearts.
Decent flop here for Daniel. Daniel might have to go with this one with the nut draw here. Let's see if he gets a free card. He does. Stash does not c-bet there with the king on the flop, and just what the doctor ordered for Daniel. Gets a draw to a turn for a heart. Does not get there, but picks up wheel outs.
Wheel outs and the hearts.
And the over with Jack, with the ace. So he's got plenty of outs, as you see on the top of the screen here, and he's going to fire out some chips.
40K.
I don't think that's going to get rid of Stash, as Stash is reaching for calling chips, and he makes the call, and the river will bring a brick. So will Daniel empty the clip here? He will not. He will surrender. Likely go check, check. Maybe Stash goes for a little bit of thin value here on the river, but that will do it for Daniel. And a nice pot here for Stash.
Yeah, Daniel's not going to be able to make this call with ace high.
Saving a little bit of face here and then sends it into the muck.
ATX Poker says there's a place, a barbecue place that has good turkey. Let me just stop you right there. And people who go to barbecue places and order turkey are the same people that go to Baskin Robbins and order vanilla. You don't do it. You're in the barbecue capital of the world. Do not order turkey at a barbecue restaurant.
Hey, I like the turkey.
I'm sorry. I'm going to draw the line right here. There's not often I get upset. I'm getting upset here.
Calm down.
All right. We're on to the next hand. Nikos.
I want some turkey right now.
Queen 5 offsuit will fold.
I ordered turkey for Thanksgiving this year from Salt Lake.
And where are you from? You're from Long Island. I rest my case.
Ooh. And you're from New Hampshire with sleepovers with Adam Sandler. What's your point?
But because I've lived in Texas.
Price is wrong, Bobby.
I've lived in Texas for 45 years. I understand barbecue.
Oh.
All right, we're going to go, looks like we're going to go 3 ways to a flop as Daniel calls, and Stash will check his 9 deuce in the big blind. Flop comes 8-5 Jack. ATX Poker, I'm kind of joking, but I'm not. But I understand. Hey, to each their own. Order what you want at the barbecue place. I'm kidding. 35K on the button. Daniel will fold, as does Stash, and Will take down another pot. And Will, who doubled up on the first hand of the final table, is quietly building himself quite the stack, Mikey.
Yeah, got a little dented there with a tango with the 5 seed, but the 5 and the 6 seed driving the action. So everyone's going to kind of play off of them. And I imagine that when anybody gets eliminated, it's going to be the 5 and the 6 will have a say in it one way or the other here. So let's see what happens here. Everybody's still with kind of similar stack sizes here, so kind of tricky.
Nikos looks down at Motown. A Jack and a 5. Jackson 5. He'll fold, as does Tillman. Tillman hasn't really had much to play with tonight. Nemo will fold 8 deuce, as does Smoke and Will. Back over to Daniel on the button, who'll fold. Back to just the blinds now. Stash with Queen 4 offsuit. He's going to make the call. He'll raise it to 50K. Over to Cobbler.
Cobbler with pocket 10s. He knows what to do with these.
Cobbler just coming right over the top. Cobbler says, I will have none of that. I've known Cobbler for going on probably 30 years. So
sleepovers with Sandler, with Cobbler
no,
or no?
Cobbler's a little bit older than I am. Not the Sandler's the exact same age.
Sleepovers
as me.
with Fred Flintstone then.
Sandler did come to town years ago in the 90s to
I met Sandler in Arizona and in LA. I went to a Super Bowl party when I was in college. Somehow I got to hook up at a Super Bowl party. Plenty of little celebrities at that party, and I shared a drink with Sandler there, so that was pretty cool.
Nice. You should have told him.
I didn't know. This is before I even knew the one, the only Slick Rick, the Great. So if I would have known, then could have had some more things to talk about.
Yes, Nick, the payouts, I'll tell you in a second. First place, $10,501. Second place, $64.90. Third place, $46.84. Fourth place, $34.42. Fifth, $25.73. Sixth place, $19.56. Seventh place, $15.12. And eighth place will be $11.88. Our ninth place winner walked away with $9.48. So the winner today, $10,501. Yeah, Snow's Barbecue in Lexington, very good. Only open on Saturdays, sells out. I would put our barbecue place downtown, Franklin's, as probably the best in the area. And you have to wait in line, and some people.
I like Valentina's over Franklin.
Oh, no. But it's good, but look, Franklin's is the best. So there's a call. It looks like we'll go four ways.
Did you order the turkey at Franklin?
No.
No?
No, I'm telling you. 7, 8, 9. You just
pairs.
don't do it. Two pair.
Nikos. Cobbler with a nice flop here with top pair open-ended here. Also Will open-ended. So everybody has a nice piece of this flop minus Tillman. Nikos put in these tough spots. What does he want to do? The answer is rip it. Rip it, buddy. Get it all in, shut this baby down, and he just checks it, allowing his opponents to draw out. A little bit dangerous when it's a four-way pot here.
Kind of a connected board, too.
He has not checked yet. It doesn't seem. There he goes. So there, he rips it. I like the rip.
Will's not going to go anywhere with his open-ended straight draw and a bunch of chips, and he folds. Back to Cobbler. Nico's all in for 86K. Cobbler with the open-ended straight draw and the top pair. Going to be tough for him to get away. And he asked for the pot to be spread a little bit.
Yeah, running the calculations, only 86K. I think it's going to be tough to get away from this if you're the Cobbler. And you're going to need to get lucky here. Still has lots of equity. I don't see him making this call here. Has a chance to eliminate a player, knows how tight Nikos is. And he's taking his time on this decision. Let's see, Cobbler giving him a look. In agony, mini blender here. No shot clock in play. Only tournament clock here. On some of our streams we've had a shot clock, but that's not in play tonight. Cobbler shaking his head, a little confused, not quite sure. Am I good? Am I not? Am I out kicked?
It is basically a flip here, but Cobbler doesn't know that. Cobbler says, heck, I could be drawing dead almost right now if he has 10-jack.
Don't think he'd ever rip it in here with a 10-jack on a rainbow board. So I think you can eliminate 10-jack.
Cobbler's still counting out chips.
He's going to make this call.
I think it's more than 86K. Looks like he's got 186 maybe. It's more.
Yeah, it is a little bit more than 86.
Yeah.
So that does change things a little bit, and it makes the fold. So a good fold there by Cobbler. Tough decision there. Could have gone either way. But he'll wait for another one, and Nikos is still around.
Never had Pittsburgh hot links in Pittsburgh, Texas. Have not. Can't say that I have. But I like good sausage, and Southside Market makes good sausage out in Elgin. They also have a location here in Round Rock.
Tough fold there for seat one. They didn't want to mix it up. Nikos has been playing pretty tight, though, so seat one giving seat two plenty of respect, but he did have plenty of straight outs if your 9 was not good.
Ben Dog says it's a bad fold. I don't know if it's such a bad fold. It was for a lot more chips than what the graphics said.
Smoke waking up with the jiggities. The most chips at the table. Under the gun just limps. Is that what we're seeing here? So the cobbler will call with the suited connectors here. Late position. Action back on Nikos. And Nikos wakes up with another pocket pair. Seems like this man just wants to fold and watch some other people play for a little bit, but he keeps waking up with playable hands, and he'll also just call the 20K here. So action back around to Nemo.
On the button, and we'll go 4
in
ways.
The big blind, and he'll check it.
Here comes the flop. 3, queen, 6, 2 clubs. And the jacks still out in front.
Yeah, a bit of a scare card there at the queens. 4-way.
Cobbler with mid pair.
Late position says I'm going to take a stab here. And what do you do if you are smoked and you got the big stack? You'll lay it down. So it could have peeled one there, but elects to lay it down, gives the cobbler credit for a better holding.
Cobbler dog, I'm telling you.
He's dangerous with a lot of chips for
dangerous.
sure. So maybe that's why he didn't really want to mix it up there with C2, knowing the range of C2 and thinking that he could steal some pots later on in different spots, as we saw just there, taking one down with middle pair 6s, getting the chip leader to fold his jacks.
Oh my goodness, 99 people in the chat. You know what happens.
Oh man, approaching the joke of the night, so maybe we can scare off some viewers.
102.
We got
Joke time, next break, next in between the hands. It's coming, folks. I hope you like it. Looks like Daniel wakes up with ace-10 suited. Ooh, he's going to ship. No, he left himself, looks like 10,000 behind.
A little squirt behind, but
did he do that on purpose, Mikey?
Sometimes people will do that, give him a chance to fold potentially if there are plenty of other short stacks there to maybe ladder up. If it's a multi-way all-in, if somebody would jam behind, so they would have the option of potentially folding to maybe ladder up, but he's basically committed himself to this pot. And the cobbler going nowhere with the jiggities here, putting him, he's going to have to put it all in here. And he's going to be way, 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 way behind. Going to need to get lucky and spike an ace or some running hearts if Pete Daniel wants to survive. Otherwise, we're going to have another elimination here. Action on smoked here. He's going to lay this ace, weak ace down. No really reason to get involved here, even though he has all the chips. He's taking his time here.
Cobbler.
In the big blind already has a decent amount invested here, but when you have an all-in and a call, no really.
And all the chips in the world, Mikey. He's got 1.3 million.
Maybe that's why he's thinking about calling, and then
it's just 10% of his stack.
Probably would imagine it go check down. Hopefully he's not thinking of a rejam or over the top raise, and he almost was reaching for calling chips there. He's taking his time, and now taking all this time. It's a little suspicious now too. So
I think he's leaning to a call because it's a chance to knock out a player.
I think he's going to lay it down. Well, Cobbler's already elected to tango, so Cobbler can knock out a player. There's no reason for Smoke to do all the dirty work, and he's going to lay it down. So it's a pretty easy decision. Not really quite sure what he was thinking about, but nonetheless, the Cobbler and Daniel will go mano y mano.
And they'll show the cards. They have to show the card. Oh, no.
He had a little bit behind.
Yes. Ooh, that could have been a supreme angle that wasn't meant to be an angle.
Doesn't matter.
No, but
yeah.
if Cobbler would have thrown his cards over thinking he was all in, I know he didn't mean it that way. Jacks are still good.
Now Daniel knows he's behind, but he has his whole stack here committed. So he knows he's behind. He's got 10K behind. You got to make this call. You got to go with it here. There's no chance you can fold here. 0. This is a snap call. If you fold here, it absolutely. I'm going to walk out of the booth, Rick, if this is a fold right here. I'm going to walk out. I'm not going to hear the joke. I need to take 5 minutes. If this is a fold, I'm going to need to take 5.
Yeah, he calls. Jacks versus
I almost
an
was
ace
tweaked.
10.
The ace is not coming there for even thinking about that decision. It's not coming, and we're going home, Daniel.
Daniel will go home in 8th place, and he will collect $1,188 from the cage. And here's the joke. All right, folks, husband and wife just get married. They head to their hotel room to consummate the marriage. Upon entry into the hotel room, the husband quickly takes off his pants and says, "Here, put these on," to his wife. The wife looks at him crazy, pulls the pants up above her waist, buckles them, and they fall right to the floor. They were too big. She says, "Honey, I can't wear your pants." He says, "That's right. I wear the pants in this relationship." Well, she gets so upset, she takes off her skirt and says, "Here, put this on." He gets the skirt up to about his knees and says, "I can't get into your skirt." And she says, "And that's how it's going to be until you change your attitude." There's the joke of the night.
Ooh.
Performing every night here at the Lodge Poker Club.
Ooh, okay.
No, you can't give me crickets.
Okay, I'll take it back. I like that one.
Come on, you can't. That was clean enough. It was an adult joke.
I got crickets
with
on
no
standby,
cussing.
I got crickets on standby. I have to give them a plug.
My goodness.
Okay, that was pretty good.
All right,
I
got the Mikey stamp of approval. There's the 30K
That's
bet
good.
from Nikos.
That was better than normal. Better than normal.
God,
6.5 out of 10. Usually it's a 2 or 3 out of 10, so we're improving. We are improving.
Wow.
And we have action here. We have an all-in here.
Yeah.
Nikos has a decision.
All in from Tillman with Queen 7. Man, people are just getting a little crazy right now.
Tough crowd for sure. Can't just give you the trophy. You got to earn it, Rick.
People like your crickets. Nemo. It's not Nemo. Where are we? We got all in from Nemo on the button.
Nikos folded, so actions.
No, Nikos still has
No,
cards.
he's
We're waiting for
deciding,
the computer to
John's,
catch up.
John's dome is in the way here.
There we go. Nemo with King 10 of diamonds. Nikos with Ace 10. Nikos doesn't realize he's got him dominated.
Make the fold, Nikos. Make the fold. I'm obviously just saying this because I have a prop bet and I have Nemo taking down this tournament. So I want Nemo to survive. And if Nikos makes this call, oh God,
my
my
goodness.
boy Nemo's gonna be crushed and in bad shape here. Can we spike a king?
Nikos
One
dodging
time.
through the raindrops.
So Nikos finding the right. Oh, in the window, babe. Oh, gosh, ouch.
Window behind the window is an ace.
Ouch. So much pain, max pain.
And the king in the window, and Nemo thought he caught lightning in the jar, but then right behind it was Nikos, and all of a sudden,
He still has a squirt behind, so I'm not drawing dead just yet, but I'm in trouble.
look at Nikos. He's got chips. He's got those jacks that he didn't play from about an hour ago are in the rearview mirror.
Nikos takes it down, so good on Nikos there for finding the call button. Obviously a tough choice. We've seen him have a bunch of tough decisions so far at the final table tonight. But that, obviously, if you see your opponent holding King 10 there, you love making that call with Ace 10, having your opponent crushed. And a nice little double for Nikos, and he survives. And
Look at the smiling faces of everyone here at the lodge. It's just a fun place to be. Everybody's wearing masks.
everybody has masks on, so what smiles are you talking about?
See, I can say that. I can say everybody.
You can see through the mask.
I can see their eyes. You can tell somebody's smiling through their eyes.
That's your boy. You see your boy Bingo, the 1-2 table back there?
Bingo
Top-
don't care.
Top right. Haven't seen Bingo in a while.
Yeah.
Bingo's back in business.
Nemo with the Jack 4 will fold. And on the button, we got Smoke, who's going to come in strong with 75K. Back over to Stash. I think Smoke and Stash are going to get it in together. And there he goes. On cue.
What do you think Smoke's going to make this call? You see Stash rip it with the 8s. Not ripping it with 7s. Smokey's sticky here, and he's
It'd be about a quarter of his stack.
He wants to get involved, but now he's going to lay it down.
Yep.
So, no reason for Smoke to get reckless here and start spraying. Know he's got all the chips and he is in the driver's seat, but wait for a better spot. Let these opponents play with each other here. Ladder up on the pay skill. Big money up top, 10.5K. This is not your average daily tournament at the Lodge. This is one of our featured tournaments we have monthly, so a lot on the line here.
10,500 for winning. And yes, the new MLS stadium in Austin, right by the Domain, is looking sweet. Very nice looking. And Nemo is wearing the logo of the new MLS team.
Nick from Nemo Bingo is a player who, a member at the Lodge. He's behind playing the 1-2 game, sitting next to his, I believe that's his wife. If you look on the screen right now, at the table behind, in the red jacket, he's just a member at the Lodge, and he's a pretty funny guy, so that's Bingo. Nikos again getting his chips over the card reader there, having the great wall of Nikos.
Yeah.
C2 there.
Needs to bring down the wall and be able to have people see his cards. Stash with ace jack in a small blind, 15, 30, 30 of the blinds. He's going to raise it on up, going to make it 80K. Back over to Cobbler. Actually, Cobbler Dog in the big blind.
I like Stash's game. Stash is an experienced player. I used to play with him a lot over a year ago, but I haven't seen much of him lately. But Stash can play cash, and he can play tournament poker pretty well, so you don't want to see him get a bunch of chips over there in seat 9.
There's the aggression frequency, as we imagined. Smoke, 36%. Will, 34%. Tillman hasn't really had that much aggression. He hasn't had many cards to do it with. Tillman again with 7-3 is going to have to fold. Over to Smoke with pocket 10s. He's getting some cards now. He's going to raise it on up to 80K. Back over to Stash. Stash looks down at Kings. Oh my goodness. You ready for liftoff?
Yeah, we can get in the rocket ship now and have blast off. Smoke will not be laying this one down. I think he's going to, and Nikos folds a 10, so Smoke drawing super thin. And Stash has built himself a nice stack close to, $500,000 here. So if Smoke makes this call and loses, it will take a dent to his stack, and we will have a new chip leader.
Be about 40% of his stack.
And he's going to make this call here.
It is the fourth best hand, right? The starting hand, maybe the fifth, if you count ace-king in there as being in front of it.
Yeah, 10s are pretty solid. They're strong, for sure. And when you are the chip leader, and especially when Stash has done this to him now, this is his third time, you start getting a little bit irritated. You say, what is this guy? Why is this guy jamming over the top of me every time here? You got to draw a line in the sand here. And 10s are definitely good enough to make that call. So I don't see Smoke getting away from this. He's in the blender, thinking about it. Let's see if he can find the full button here. Obviously, that's what he needs to do. Crush to the Kings of Stash. But very tough decision here. And let's see what C5 elects to do.
489,000. You see that Smoke has 1.2 mil. So really, about 40% of his stack would go in and be at risk.
Oh, looks to be going back into fold mode. The chips are back on the stacks. Hands are on the cards, and I think he is going to find the fold here. So definitely squirming a bit.
Really, of all the hands that can be dealt, there's really only 4 hands that are better. Aces, kings, queens, jacks, and maybe ace-king if you throw that one in there.
But ace-king, ace-queen, definitely in the range, and he does make the fold there. So a great fold by Smoke. I thought he was going to call that one off, and a really good fold there. Not willing to risk it right there, and good on him for sending those bad boys into the muck.
Wow. But like you were saying, this is Stash is starting to bully Smoke a little bit. And you got to wonder, when's the time that
I thought that
Smoke
was the time.
yeah.
But a great fold. So there's a reason why Smoke does all these chips here. And my boy Nemo, all in UTG with 8 deuce, doesn't want to see another big blind and big blind ante go in the middle here. So obviously he would have wanted woken up with a better hand. And Smoked with pocket nines is going to be calling this off. And I am in trouble for my prop bet.
You're about cooked.
I'm about cooked, yes. I push if anybody else wins besides Smoke, so I might be rooting against our chip leader here. Nothing against you, sir, Smoke, but I have a couple shekels on the line. And Will also making this call behind, so plenty of action here. We're not quite sure what Will is holding here. We know Smoked has the Gretzkys, and Will has the Jiggities. So buckle your seatbelts if you're watching at home here. We got one brewing as Nikos wakes up with 10s in the small blind. So if you like pocket pairs, you are in the right place. And Nemo, maybe Nemo just binks it with 8 deuce deuce. If you watch our 1-3 stream on Wednesdays, Nemo raised it up with 6-3, and then the flop came 6-3-3. So anything is possible here at table 11, the feature table at the lodge here. Multi-way action. Nemo at risk.
Can the cards find Nemo? See what I did there?
Okay.
Ace 10-7, 2 clubs.
They cannot, and Nemo's toast. He's gone. He's a goner. We're about to lose Nemo here.
Yep.
And Nikos folded the 10s and would have binked a set right there as well.
Nikos.
Second time.
Nikos could have won this tournament had he called those 2 hands.
Nikos has jacks earlier, binks the jack. Has 10s here, binks the 10. It's Set City in C2, and he is not invited to his own party.
And Nemo will go out in 7th place.
Goodness.
He'll collect $1,512. He's a great player. He's been on a couple of our streams and tournaments, and he'll go out in 7th place. 6 remaining. There you see the payouts. 10,501.
Nikos folding the 10s. Unreal here. Missing out on these set opportunities. A final table dream. And Will, thankful that he did find the fold button there as he wins that pot with jacks.
And the chat room is none too kind to Nikos.
He's making a couple blemishes here. Could have been sitting pretty here as one of our chip leaders, if not the chip leader. But he's still alive. Still's got plenty of chips.
He's got a lot of chips.
He's got a lot of people to prove wrong now. And he's up to the task. He likes a challenge.
And folks, you know, everybody, this may, I don't know if it's the case. 10-7-3, 2 hearts. I don't know if it's the case or not, but some people, this is new territory to be in a tournament of this size. So
that's true. Yep, that's 100% accurate, and that's a thing for sure.
So Queen on the river, and looks like it's going to go over to Smoke with this Ace-7. The 7 will play. Yeah, you know, a tournament like this, you get to this big of money, and if you aren't used to it, and I'm not saying this is the case, and I'm not making any excuses one way or the other, but, you know, it's a lot easier when we can see the cards. And it's a lot easier when you haven't been playing all day long, and you really want to do well. And, you know, there it is. Let's be nice. Let's be kind. And, folks, one thing we do, we will call it like we see it, but we will never be negative. So we're not going to allow that either. So, you know, we're just having fun here, folks. Over to Smoke with 10 deuce offsuit. We'll say, "Will have my chips, sir," and take the walk. And John doing a fine job in the box. He was playing a tournament here recently on the live stream. Maybe not on the live stream, on one of our recorded episodes.
Yeah, he took down 2nd place, I believe, so walked away with Nice chunk of change.
There's German, one of the great supervisors. And no, I'm not. That's not anything a bad nickname. That's what he goes by, German. Very nice supervisor. He wants to get in on the commentating. Yeah, you're right, Nick. You're not, it's not like you weren't being nice. I didn't think you know. I just don't want to get any name calling and stuff. But you're right.
Nothing wrong with calling a player a nit.
Yeah.
There's plenty of nits. Well, nits are legal poker terms.
You're right.
We're all good.
Everybody's good. Have some fun out there.
It's all gravy. We got Big Slick in play here, and Stash and Smoke butting heads once again. And now Smoked getting the better of it here with his Big Slick versus the Ace-9. And how will Stash play this one? He'll play it by binking the 9, so jumping ahead, but Smoked with the spades here, so definitely a juicy flop. Gets checked over the Smoke with all the chips, and he'll fire out a C-bet. A pretty hefty one here.
I like when these two battle. Battling mano a mano. Smoke with the flush draw, Stash with the middle pair.
A large bet here too, and kind of has Stash think. I think Stash just ripped it all in. Snap call. So here we go.
Uh-oh.
The gloves are off.
Two major stacks. This is
Lots of equity here
Earthquake
for Smoke.
City right now.
Needs a king or a spade.
There's the king.
Oh, and that's pretty much does it here.
Stash in trouble.
That's it. So Stash gets it in with the best of it.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
Smoked wins another one here.
That is a huge turnaround. That king on the turn. And Stash will go out in 5th place. $2,573. Actually was that, how many do we have left? That might have been 5th place. Hold on.
No, 6th place.
6th place, $1,956. There we go. Stash goes out, $1,956. We've got 5 remaining, folks. It just turned midnight.
Yeah.
We've knocked 4 out. We've got 5 left.
That escalated quickly here. And once again, my prop bet in major jeopardy here. I might be down 100 shekels.
Look at all those chips from Smoke. He needs all the room around him for all those chips. And there's an all-in. Tillman, we haven't heard from Tillman in a long time. King, queen suited. Going to go all in. Cobbler goes out and he's going to pick up the blinds.
Yeah, ATX Poker has a bunch of swag. I got to check out his website as well. Maybe get some of, got a bunch of cool t-shirts and sweatshirts. So give ATX Poker a look.
ATX Poker, contact us. Let's see if you want to sponsor, be one of the sponsors on Poker Night at the Lodge.
Yep, we'd love that for sure.
We'll put some players in some gear and do a little sponsorship with you. America's Card Room, I want to thank America's Card Room for being our title sponsor. You see their logo in the top left of your screen. Such great partners, and they're going to do some great things on our big tournament in February. They're going to give each player who enters a mask. Along with the mask is going to be a special offer from America's Card Room, a special dollar amount.
Promo code.
And also, they're going to be the title sponsor for our live stream feature table. So it'll be known as the America's Card Room feature table. We've got a lot of announcements coming up. And, we want to thank America's Card Room. You know, Mike, they came aboard when we were having 100 people watching us. And now, with thousands watching us, our different live streams, they're really happy with the investment they made coming aboard and seeing the production of our show and the increased viewership.
Yeah, that's great news, and they should be rewarded for sticking with us from the jump.
And, Josh makes a good point. We offer in-house advertising as well. If you are a business owner, look at all the people in this room. And this is a daily occurrence. We have the chance for your business to get your message in front of a bunch of people in the Austin community and outside of the Austin community as well. So also one more thing about the tournament in February. If you are coming in from out of town, we have a special arrangements with the Marriott Round Rock, which is located about 1.5 miles from our poker room. And they have a special rates all set up for people coming in for the tournament, February 25th through the 28th. There's a raise. Cobbler Dog with ace-8 offsuit is going to raise it up, and it's going to go back over to Will. It's going to be $95K to call for Will.
Raise it down.
And Cobbler.
Power of the button there raises up to 125, and nobody wants to dance with him.
Yeah.
So we might have a break coming up here shortly as well. So we might have a 10-minute break to be aware of. If that's the case, that would be a great time. Everybody grab a beverage.
I need
nice
a
little
beverage.
glass of milk, maybe some chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh.
And come on back with us once that happens. So we might have to pause the action here shortly, but right now we still got cards in the air.
There's a gentleman who was selling Girl Scout cookies for his daughter last week. Must have sold 20 cases in one night. Poker player's dream. Usually, Mike, we've had food. The lodge, the first 2-3 years of it being open, we always had complimentary food served throughout the day for our players, but because of COVID, we had to stop that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I missed those days, absolutely.
We're hoping at some point, maybe this summer, it'll be back where we'll be able to have food in the serve food.
Shout out to Royal in the chat, our previous Texas World Champion, and was a member of our 1K winner take all sit and go as well. So thanks for joining us, Royal.
Royale with cheese. He was a big winner.
Yeah, definitely. Extra cheese, baby. Ace-10 is suited here for Nikos. Late position here. He's been limping these spots, and he continues to do so. That's just a call, right?
Yeah.
So not willing to
15, 30,
press
30
the
of the
action.
blinds.
Yeah, if he would have raised it, and Will would have defended here with the suited ace, but he invites Smoked into the pot, and that's dangerous. And now Smoked binks that 6, so the raise would have got rid of Smoke here. You would have gone heads up with Will, and now you invite the big stack into a pot, which I'm not a fan of. 1-2 bid.
And there's two
And there you
pair
go,
trips.
big
I mean,
hand. Yikes.
for Smoke, it just keep getting better for Smoke, and he'll make it 30.
Yeah, but Nikos got the nut flush draw now as well, and Will not willing to go anywhere yet. Carving out calling chips with ace high. And now if you're Nikos, just snap folds the nut draw there with a paired board, not willing to chase it. And that was, I thought he would have thought about that for a little bit. It was only 30K, getting a nice price to at least see a river. Would have bricked out, but still.
Looks like 85K from Smoke. Will did hit a pair on the river, not the pair he was looking for.
And now he's going to have to pay this off because I don't think he was buying what Smoke was selling anyways. And now once he binks this 2, he beats those ace highs, those ace kings, those ace queens, those king queens. A lot of those combos he's beating now, so I think he's going to pay this off with his deuce and see the bad news that Smoke has all the chips and he has all the hands.
Wow. Smoke, it just getting better and better and better for Smoke.
Yeah, my prop bet is screwed.
100% now.
96 people in the chat, 12:08 in the morning. We've got 5 left. We're going to be here until it ends. Rick Epstein and Mike the Skull Reisman on the call tonight, and we are glad that you're spending your Saturday early morning with us.
Yeah, no time for sleep when there's a lot of good poker action involved here. Who needs sleep? Sleep's overrated. Like and subscribe to our channel. Right now we only have about 22 likes. If you're watching and you haven't spiked that like button, please do so. It would help us out tremendously. Our subscribers have been jumping on a daily basis, so we love to see that.
I mean, Nico's ace queen suited. Mikey,
He needs to be raising.
he needs to be raising.
He needs
I
to
mean,
be
there's
raising,
no
but
more.
he's not wanting. We've seen him do this throughout the final table here. Not willing to raise, just wanting to limp and have the other players press the action and do it for him here.
Will with pocket 3s is going to raise it on up. And over to Cobbler. Cobbler looks down at king-queen suited. He may call this as Will makes it 85.
If you're Nikos here, the decision is all in. Decision is all in. Say, let's do it here. I've enjoyed my time at the final table. It's time to rip it in here.
You don't think he's doing this? He's calling. He'll never go all in.
I would have liked to have seen the rip there.
I mean, he had better hands with jacks. He had better hands with tens. Certainly not with ace-queen suited.
You're inviting smoked in. You're going in three-way. Always a lot harder to beat two opponents rather than just one. But electing to play it slow, in position here. Wants to see what his opponents do. Still has the chip leader behind him. Goes checks around. And now we're going to see a turn.
King on the turn. Still pocket threes. In the lead here. I think first person to bet may take this one down. And it is to Will. Looked like his hand his fingers are, oh, it is. It checked around. And there's a deuce on the river, and believe it or not, pocket threes held up. And he's going to show the winner.
Three survive. Nico's jam would have been brutal. He would have been going home. Still, I would have loved to see him get the chips in there. You never know. Will might have folded, but he invested so many chips already that was highly unlikely. But still, got to press the action. If you want to win this tournament, you got to get your chips in and have the sweater too.
Yeah, as far as we know, folks, not as far as we know. America's Card Room is legit. They are our title sponsor. Hey, play at your own risk. We're not, all we can say is they're a good partner, and we know a lot of people who play on it that has played successfully. So looks like we're going to have a little break now. Looks like a 15-minute break. Oh, and now we'll take a short break to hear from our title sponsor, America's Card Room.
Okay. Yeah. So when they come back from break, I'm going to let them know, guys, this is your dealer for the
Not just America's Card Room, we're the world's card room. A place where everyone comes together to play the game we all love. We are all unique, all competitive, and all striving to be the best. But at the end of the day, through thick and thin, we are all in together.
We know we keep saying this, but the biggest Venom of all time is almost here. Yep, the $8 million Venom tourney gets underway on Friday, January 22nd with the massive $8 million guaranteed prize pool, our biggest ever. Following our recent gigantic Venom PKO and 3 Hold'em Venoms that came before it, the $8 million Venom is your chance to kick off the year with millionaire status. That's right, first place gets at least $1 million, guaranteed. Want in? Then buy your $2,650 seat right now for this multi-day tourney featuring 4 day-one flights. Or get in through Steps, Skips, Venom Blitz Steps, Megas, and our epic Venom Fever. There's nothing like the Venom, and that's especially true in 2021 with 4 editions set to hit the schedule. Are you in? There's no better time to rope off your seat than right now. Join us, winningpokernetwork.com.
Welcome back to the Saturday tournament, the big one where $10,501 is up top, Mike, and we're down to 5 players, and we're had a short break in the blind levels, and we're ready to get it going again with John in the box, and we've got 5 players remaining, and we'll get this going. All right. 5 players remain. And Mike, it's been kind of spicy a little bit. I think the most that we've talked about is Nico's lack of aggression. But, hey, you can't argue. He's still in the tournament. So, you know, whatever we say, he's playing his game.
Yeah, when I'm at the final table, though, you know, I'm playing to win.
Yep.
I'm not playing to finish 5th, 6th, 4th. And some of these spots here, we've seen him fold 10s, jacks, and he would have spiked his set there. He could have had a massive amount of chips, but instead he's sitting with that amount that we see right here in our screen. So,
Cobbler dog.
Got to think about that moving forward here. Maybe we'll learn for next time, but still, as you mentioned, some players have been eliminated here. Now Nikos has big slicks, so.
Lines are 20, 40, 40. Looks like it's 20K. To call.
Yeah, he's got a little bit more than 62K there, so graphics a little bit off on his stack size.
Here comes the flop, but flop is 4, 5, 10. He was in the big blind.
Could have ripped it though still. Ace King or raised it at least. I mean, it's a very strong hand here.
4 on the turn. Still in the lead with his Ace King. No player with a pair yet. Nick from Yuma, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Nick's not going to quit. Come on, Nick. We still got a winner to be crowned here, but I agree with you. Some passive play here. Also, we're going to be streaming Wednesday and Saturday this week. Tune in for that. Plenty of cash games going on. The action is going to be huge. Don't miss out on that one here. And Big Slick goes into the muck here by the aggression of Will. So, as we mentioned, as I thought from the beginning of the final table, 5 and 6 here. Seed 5 and 6 we're going to be driving the action. And nothing has changed. That's what's been happening here. And 5 and 6 have the majority of the chips in play here.
Yeah, once Stash went out on that huge hand with Smoke, the new aggressors the aggressors now are Smoke and Will, and a little bit from Cobbler. Cobbler now on the button. Looks like the blinds are 20, 40, 40. So every orbit now, 100K.
Yeah, laser reads, Nick. You can't be trying to fool me. I could see you through the screen, through the monitor. It was a bluff.
Over to Nikos in the small blind.
Plenty of action here. Saturday night at the Lodge in Round Rock. 6 tables of 1-2, 1-3 games going on. PLO, Big O, 10K up top at the stadium table here, table 11. Tillman taking one down with 7 deuce. What a world, what a walk.
We'll go on to the next one. Lodge open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. There is free play for all players. In Texas, we do not take a rake from our cash game tables. We just charge the players an hourly rate. It is a social club atmosphere, and that's how we play poker here in the poker rooms of Texas.
How much did you donate today, Rick, to the community of the Lodge?
None yet. None yet.
None your business?
None your business.
Okay.
No, I donated a little. I like to donate back some money, you know.
A couple of Rick dollars.
I won a little last week. I lose a little this week. I'm not, but I'm not on the table like you are with the stacks of black chips and buildings of green chips. I'm just a little 1-2 player trying to have some fun playing poker. And Nikos, with ace 8, all of a sudden is trying to find He's going, maybe he listened to the live stream, Mike, and says, oh, there's just a call. 40K. I thought he was going to shove on the button.
Yeah, shove. Shove would have been preferred. Now you're welcoming in the big stack here with 10 deuce, and he outflops you. So if you're shoving there, big stack can't call you with 10-2 offsuit unless you're completely reckless here, and especially when you've been playing as passive and tight as you have been. A jam looks very strong, probably much stronger than ace-8 offsuit, and you wouldn't be put in this tough situation. So time and time again here, we see Nikos in the blender having to muck his hand here when he could have been stacking some more chips pre-flop without even seeing the flop. But maybe Nikos is a man of the people, a man of the chat, and says, you know, the people at home want to see flops. They don't want to see folds pre. They want to see flops. They want to see blood.
And he shows the deuce.
But he's just giving chips over to the chip leader. And it's an easy world here. It's an easy life here. Not much resistance being placed on the chip leader here. And he keeps stacking his chips higher and higher.
Cheryl said she told the joke to her husband, and he laughed and he laughed. See, Mike, this is what I say. You may not like the joke, but the people demand it. They demand that I tell the one joke in a live episode. I got to give the people what they want. So on the button.
Yeah, boy, Nikos getting beat up a little bit here in the chat, but I gotta agree with our loyal viewers here. But the man has made it this far, nonetheless. Maybe possibly running good here. He's still going to go home with a good chunk of change.
I hate to tell you, folks, he's going to go home with a minimum 25.73, which is a lot more than I'm going to go home with tonight.
There you go.
There's the flop, Jack 7-7, and Smoke just. How can a man run this lucky? But Will also flops his trips.
Yeah, so he's going to need to hit a 4 here before you give Smoke the title here.
Will is just licking his chops now, as he's got the 7 with the better kicker. The queen would play.
Yeah, queen definitely a good kicker here. High enough. 11 life here. And just smooth calls there. I would have liked to seen a raise once that king peels on the turn.
Queen will play here as long as he stays in.
Chip leader reaching for more chips here. Fires out. Looks to be 250. I believe that's 250. So let's just double check there. 225. And if you're Will here, how much are you going to raise it here? I don't want to see just a smooth call. I'd like to see a raise somewhere along the line.
All in. There you go, Willie.
I think that was too much.
No, you can't. There's no way that Smoke is going to be able to fold this.
He hasn't snapped it off yet. And he's going to make the call.
There's no way he folds.
Yeah.
He makes the call.
So, perfect amount. My apologies.
Oh. That's a cooler. The first chink in the armor for Smoke, as Will.
Full double up there, and Will.
Will is now the chip leader, Mikey.
Yeah, we got to do a count here, some counting here, count it up here.
A huge pot.
I thought Will had a little bit more than he actually had there, so I didn't want him to scare it off, but it was, the jam was necessary.
520.
Full max value, max pain.
520 plus whatever's in the pot. So at least 1.3 million is Will. Now Will and Smoke. Five players remain. Folks, we really appreciate everybody being with us. It's 12:25 in the morning. We'll go until it's over. This was the big one, $300 buy-in, $37,500 in the prize pool, $10,500. And here we go, and all in. Tillman, who's been very patient, wakes up with the snowmen, pocket eights. Smoke folds his 2 overs. Over to Will now with ace-6. He just got a bunch of chips. He can afford to call. Fold and
we have a call here, so we're all in at risk here. Ace-6 versus pocket eights.
Ooh, there's a set.
Yeah, so now Will drawing dead here. Tillman's going to get a full double up with his set of 8s.
Tillman, very patient tonight. Hasn't played a lot of pots. Just spiked a set on the flop
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
and doubles up. But look at Will. Will doesn't even realize he lost a pot as he's still piling his chips and stacking his chips from the previous.
That's a good feeling. I lost that pot. No big deal. I'm still the chip leader. I'm still the boss. You're still going to have to go through me if you want to be our Saturday champion.
Nikos and Cobbler Dog are both under 10 big blinds, and the blinds are coming fast and furious. I believe it's 20, 40, 40 still, and that's 100K every time you go around the table, every orbit.
And we're streaming every Saturday night, boys. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen in the chat. And we got big action usually. Saturday night's usually our big game. And we've had more and more viewers each and every week that we stream. And next Saturday is going to be no different. The game is going to be a monster game. Tune in for that.
I'm just pumped about that. I hope we have enough chips. We better tell the ownership to order.
We have plenty of chips.
All right.
Don't worry. Calm down. Calm down. Cobbler with ace queen. He's not going to limp this one. He's going to raise it up. Nikos will fold. And Cobbler is going to be, he's going to be putting the pressure on Nikos time and time again here, blind on blind action.
These players have been playing since noon from yesterday, so 12 and a half hours with a few breaks here and there. The final 5 after 100 and, I believe we had 130.
125 entries.
125 entries, each putting $300 in. 37.5 in the prize pool, 10,500 to up top.
Yeah, the stream next week will be for charity as well, as ATX Poker mentions here in the chat. He and Seti have committed to donating half their winnings to charity, but who says they're going to win?
Yeah.
You know,
does the charity have to pay them 10% of their losses?
Charity. I'm definitely one for charity, but those boys have to put in the work themselves to guarantee that charity. So we shall see. Tune in for that.
I like that, though. That's very nice.
They're doing a good thing for sure.
Very nice. And here comes Cobbler with the jiggities. He's going to take down another quick one. Oh, a call with kings. Oh, my goodness. Cobbler with his jacks runs into Cowboys. Smoke just clearing the deck, eliminating players left and right.
Well, one to time for kings versus jacks here. So
and there's the ace.
This could do it for the Cobbler. Going to need to hit one of the 2 remaining jacks on the river, and he does not.
Doesn't come, and Cobbler will go out in 5th place as Smoke takes another one out. Cobbler will take home $2,573. He'll go to the cage. Nice day for
our boy,
Cobbler.
Our boy Nikos guaranteed 34.42. Climbing the ladder, surviving all the all-ins here, folding the winners, but still going home with at least 34.42. Let's hope Nikos takes this one down. Maybe Nikos goes home with 10.5. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, he'd have the last laugh. He'd tell all of the people in the chat and you and me, this is how you play. Take instructions from me.
Time will tell, though. Still lots of poker to be played, and he's up against it as our boys in 5 and 6 have mountains and stacks of chips here. Somebody tell C3 that his flashlight's on.
He's going to lose up all of his juice.
So he's spraying me in my eye right here. I can't even see from the booth.
4 players remain. Blinds 20, 40, 40. Everybody texting home. Turn on the live stream. I'm about to win a bunch of money. Nick from Yuma makes a good point. There are 120 other people who wish they got as far as he did.
Absolutely.
You are absolutely right, Nick from Yuma. Nick Papa Giorgio.
Nikos with the 9-3 off. Thinking about it. What's he thinking about? This is it. There we go. Thank you.
Over to Smoke. Smoke will fold, and Will get a little walk there. We haven't seen too many walks tonight.
Seen a few, but not many. A lot of action going on.
What in the heck is that guy have on his chest there? Is that a...
I don't know what guy you're talking about.
In the green shirt and the seat.
Oh, it's a massage gun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a massage gun.
All right.
But, yeah.
Fold by Tillman. He folded Queen Jack over to Smoke. Smoke and mirrors on the button. Don't know what he has yet.
80,000 now.
He has King Jack offsuit. Nikos with King 8. He's going to put it all in. Here comes Nikos.
Nikos.
Running out of chips.
One time, Nikos crushed, dominated to the King Jack for Smoke. So Smoke is a one-man wrecking crew at this final table. Will Nikos survive? I know the chat is pulling for him. Doesn't look like it here. Needs to spike an 8.
Doesn't come. And Nikos is going to go out. He's been a great player today. Go out in 4th place. He's going to go to the cage to collect 34.42. And
GG, Nikos.
Smoke is just discarding people left and right as if they're not even there. The Terminator. Forget Smoke. He's the Terminator tonight. 3 left. 3rd place will get 46.84. 2nd place, 64.90. 1st place, folks, 10,501.
It doesn't look like there's any discussions of any chops or anything like that. These guys are going at a rapid speed. And we have 3 remaining. Plenty of money up top. Smoke with a pocket pair, 3-handed. What a world, what a life. Table 11, all the chippies.
Looks like a raise from Will with King 3 suited. Actually, that's a call as Smoke made it 90. And then we're going to go 3 ways to the flop.
Family.
4, 6, 7, 8. Opening a straight draw.
Yeah, pretty decent flop there for 5s without even spiking the set. You'll take that absolutely.
5 comes, it will give Tillman the higher straight.
Tillman's leading with his over. He's ripping it all in, and he gets snapped off here by Smoke. So Smoke looking to eliminate another one. Safe turn. Tillman going to need to get lucky.
And Tillman is eliminated by Smoke. Smoke doing all the heavy lifting. Tillman, hey, let me tell you something. Tillman didn't play too many hands today, Mike, and he's going to leave in 3rd place, 46.84. I mean, he did the best with what he had, outlasting.
Yeah, came in here with a decent stack here, but waited for his times, and he's going home with 3rd place money, so good for him. And just like that, we are heads up here as you look at the payouts, 10K, 6.4K for 2nd place. No discussions of any chops here, so these gentlemen are going to play for what we see on the screen. We're going to get the trophy out here. Winner gets their plaque on the wall. They get all these cash money, baby.
Yeah, Mike, you need to fade Smoke from winning, or else you lose your prop bet.
I'm in trouble here. If Smoke wins, I lose. So I'm going to be out $100, it looks like, the way that we're going here. I had a prop bet. I didn't even see any of the chip stacks. But I just gave Nemo, who was in C4, I said, Nemo, I'm taking you. You called it. You said you were going to make the final table yesterday. I'm going with you, buddy. And then the person I had the prop at took the chip leader. Really ballsy move on his part. Taking the chip leader, really reaching out. But I said, I don't care. I'll go with it. And now it looks like I'm in trouble.
So we're heads up between Smoke and Will. Blinds are 20, 40, 40. So every 2 hands, 100K is in the pot. Will looks down at 6-4 offsuit. He'll fold it. On to the next one. Yeah, no chop. And there's Nico.
Nico's back for more. Giving a nice little tip to the dealer, it looks like there. So props to Nikos there, taking care of the dealers. That's what we want to see here. There's lots of money at stake. These dealers don't get tipped after each hand like they normally do in a cash game. So when you run deep in a tournament, be a good Samaritan, be a good member, take care of our dealers here at the Lodge. We all appreciate it.
On to the next hand. Smoke with King 10 offsuit will raise it up. Put a little more shekels in there. Makes it 95. There's the call from Will with Jack 3 offsuit. Heads up, a lot different than full ring game. You don't have to have nearly as much. Queen 6 deuce.
These two like to play, as we've seen all evening long here. But you can't do much there when you whiff on that flop with the Jack 3 off and you send him into the muck.
Nemo
from the Pluckers parking lot. You screwed me, buddy. You screwed me. I believed in you, and now I'm going to be down $100. So
no,
I might be coming to Pluckers after, and you might have to buy me a couple of Heinies or something. It's all right. I'll forgive you, Nemo. I'm just going to check raise you next time at the cash tables to get my money back.
King 10 offsuit. Will is going to raise it up, 95. That seems to be the going rate right now before the flop. Smoke with King 3, we fold it. Next hand.
So if you recall from the Art of Poker stream that we had, that we went into the 3 o'clock hours of the AM, there was a legendary heads-up battle, and those gentlemen probably played at least 50 hands or so head up. We'll see how. I believe if I was a betting man, I'd say this one would be a lot less hands than that one here. It looks like we're probably going to be ending here rather shortly by the way these gentlemen have been playing all evening, but who knows? Time will tell. We're going to be here until the end, that's for sure.
$110K. Bet from Smoke, $120K. Chip denominations. Pinks are 5,000, blues are 25,000. Looks like we've got a raise.
This could be it right here. We have 10s versus 9s. And did he just rip it? Let's see. He did just rip it here. And we have a call
Oh,
here.
my goodness.
And Smoked has Will dominated. So just like that, this could be it here. Smoke, the chip leader here. Will going to need to bink a 9 or this tournament is over. Night. And let's see.
A
Get
10 on the
get
river.
some more outs. But that's not one of them.
And Smoke, who really, I think Smoke eliminated at least 7 players tonight.
Yes.
And he goes wire to wire.
And he has pissed off one announcer as well, but such great playing. He is the champion of the Big One re-entry and is taking home $10,500. As you see, look at the trophy as manager Joe brings the trophy to the table. What a day of poker, 12 hours of poker for these two gentlemen.
Will go to the cage to collect $64.90 for great second place. And first place goes to our man Smoke. He's going to take home a very nice trophy along with $10,501. So, Mikey, your final thoughts on today's tournament?
Yeah, just a great tournament as always here. Our special tournament here, our monthly special. Smoke just steamrolling through everybody here at the final table. Well played. Can't fault him for his play. And he'll take the trophy and he'll take the money. That's for damn sure.
So there you see the final payouts. Smoke wins it all. And, hey, join us on Wednesday night. That's our next live stream. We're going to be back out here Wednesday and then again on Saturday. Hey, if you're in the Austin area, come on out to the lodge. Give us a chance at your action. And for Rick Epstein, Mike Reisman, and Dave Klaproth, our executive producer, we'll see you next time on Poker Night at the Lodge.
Don's already cashed it out. I see him. He's ready to follow me out. Oh, yeah. Give me a bigger hand.